Hey, sorry to have to jump in here at the beginning of yet another episode. Hopefully this won't become like a common thing. But as you know, this month we launched our Patreon, and to the huge surprise of Austin and I, we already have a patron. That's right. The Z Mage joined at the $2 Badger Pawn tier. We really were not expecting that to happen like so soon, but there you go. Already got like a day one like patron. I don't know what you call this stuff. I've literally never used Patreon before. This is all very foreign to me. But we have a patron. It's the Z Mage. Thank you so much for joining us so early on. Normally we would do these like at the end with announcements and stuff, but this happened like a few days after we recorded the second episode of the month, so it's not like we actually had time to put it in. But anyway, that's all I had to say, so enjoy the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries of all ages, welcome to the show. If you're here to learn how to make cats, or no, crap.
If you're here to learn how to make cats, you are here in the right place.
You are in the right place this time. Fuck yeah.
I don't know, should I try that again, or...
No, you were right.
Yeah, if you're here to learn to do cats, you're in the right place. But what I meant to say was if you're here to learn to do character creation, you're in the wrong place. Because we're going to do cat creation.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that by now. You may have already known that if you read the title of the podcast, which is How to Make a Literal Cat in Your Favorite RPG. But anyway, I'm your host, Joel Holland.
I'm your other host, Austin Irwin.
And I'm your guest host, Quinn.
Just Quinn.
I wiggled my
Welcome,
eyebrows. But it's an audio medium, so no one can see them.
Even we're in an audio medium, so we couldn't even see.
That's what I'm saying. It was for no one.
Well, thank you for telling us. Otherwise, we would have never known.
Exactly.
So, I guess first time we're leaving a botched intro in, that's fine.
I won't let you cut it.
Good thing someone was here to witness it besides us.
No, on my show, we have a lot of botched intros.
We don't have.
I guess it happens to everyone sometimes.
We don't have one botched intro go live within the first year. Are we even a real podcast?
Well, you know, I don't know, man. As I'm sure you heard by now, we do have a special guest with us today by the name of Quinn. Quinn, why don't you tell us a little bit about your podcast and or RPG experience or whatever?
Sounds lovely. I'd love to do that. So, I'm Quinn. I host a couple of characters podcast with my husband, past guest Alex. Helped you guys with your Blades in the Dark cat.
Yep.
And we
Jesse McMahon.
Yes, we make characters for TTRPGs, mostly Dungeons and Dragons, but lately we've been trying to expand into other games just to show, hey, you know, there's other games out there besides this Monopoly. And I also a regular participant in another podcast called Dungeons and Dragon Types, where we play, this is the third system that we've played in there, called PokeRole, which is what we're going to make a cat in today. And it's basically like an anime. Like you want to be in the Pokemon anime, this is the game for you. So that's what I've got going on.
That is neat. I have not actually had a chance to look through this game. You could probably give a better, like, short description of it than I could at this point.
Yeah, so as I said, like, you've got your story guide going through, leading, you know, coming up with scenarios and things, but it's like you're playing in the anime. Like, it's very dramatic, over the top kind of stuff, and you're going around as these trainers, you know, helping out people, catching Pokemon, battling, getting gym badges, participating in contests. Basically exactly what you get if you watch the anime. Like, that's where we're at. And it took us, like, in real life 5 months to get from, like, one town to the next, because we just kept encountering things on the road. So it was like 10 sessions or something of that. So it's
Isn't
very
that how
realistic.
long they were
like
lost
that.
in Viridian Forest?
I think so. Like, it's very accurate to the show of just, like, you're gonna encounter stuff, and, like, oh no, there's a kid who fell into a river trying to catch a Meryl. You gotta go help him.
Nah, man, I got better things to do. I gotta become the very best.
How can you say that you're the very best if you let a kid drown in the river?
Because that's one less person to fight with.
And then also, how the game is played is you roll dice pools of d6s. So you'll have whatever attribute plus skill or something else, whatever, to roll, like, for your Pokemon's attacks and damage, etc.
They didn't use the convoluted battle formula?
No. And they definitely, if you want the most complicated game ever, try Pokemon Tabletop United. They try to do stuff like that. This one
Where
is
they
not,
use
like...
the game's incredibly convoluted.
Yeah. Like Pokemon in this, like, most of our Pokemon have, like, 4 to, like, 7 HP. Like, the battles go a lot faster. Yeah. Less...
You don't have the enemy just spamming sleep powder.
No. I mean, you could, but it's not gonna do anything different if they're already asleep. You know? And,
God, tell that to the AI on face.
And there's no PP for the moves. It's just how it works. It's like you can do up to 5 different actions in a round, and it gets harder and harder to do more actions. And then for each round, you can only do each Pokemon move one time, unless it move itself is like a multi-action, like it can hit 2 to 5 times, for example.
Nice.
So that's how they did that. So that's basically, that's the sum of it. And you can kind of take whatever and plop it in whatever kind of world you want.
Cool.
Yeah.
So for us, that means we have an issue, because cats, like regular old cats.
Yes. I also had a question about that, because cats aren't in the Pokemon world. Regular animals don't exist. Are we saying that this cat was transported there, or are we in a world where it's totally normal that there are other animals and that our cat can be doing things?
I think we could do this Legends of Arceus style.
Okay, we got transported through space and time. Okay, I love that.
Because that's still canon.
That's true. It is canon.
That can happen now. God can just decide to send you to another point in time for no reason, along with a random subway driver.
Yeah.
Not just any subway driver, okay.
I know, it's Ingo. Like, one of the most important characters ever to come out of the 5th generation. But I think the first thing that needs to be established before we decide exactly how our cat got here is we need to just lay out some ground rules for
sure.
For ourselves and for our audience at home, understanding our decision-making process and whatnot. So first off, this is why we have this issue to worry about. We accept no cop-outs. What we are making is a cat, the exact animal that comes to mind when I say the word. No anthropomorphic races, not a person turned into a cat, no lions, tigers, Meowth, Persian, no, what is it, Litten? No.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of cats.
I know Litten's a Poke. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of, there's a dark Purloin.
Love that.
Yeah, that's the one that stands on its hind legs. I was trying to think of that one. Like, we can't just choose a cat that stands on its hind legs and say, oh, don't worry, it can throw a Pokeball. The mission is not going to be that easy for us.
Meowth?
What's the...
But we're not playing a Meowth.
I can't remember the name. What's the new cat? The stoner cat. Scarlet Violet.
Oh, you mean Sprigatito?
Sprigatito, yeah.
Don't you dare disparage my sweet boy.
That's the only thing I know him Why? Because everybody on Twitter immediately gave him the classification.
Well, that's because they didn't know about Meowscarada yet. The trickster magician he is.
Beautiful,
One of the
majestic.
very few times I was actually okay with them making the quadruped first form into a bipedal.
Yes, yes.
My boy Fuecoco's on top, though.
No. I'm sorry, but no.
Ow! Okay, first of all, Skeledirge is my boy.
Alex would agree with
Skeledirge
that.
is okay. Skeledirge is okay.
He's a
But it
singing
starts as a
alligator.
Fuecoco.
How could you not?
But Fuecoco, I just don't like him. His smug aura mocks me.
Smug! This man is stupid. He doesn't know what's going on. How can he be smug?
He just has that vibe.
He's got a carefree attitude.
Over Quaxley?
Okay, Quaxley
boy.
isn't even in this conversation.
This is not a Pokemon ranking podcast.
Yeah, we're changing the script.
What we have here is 3 trainers all choosing their starter at the same time and insisting they all made the right choice.
Yeah.
Even though none of them could have made the same choice, and it's actually a good thing that they made different ones.
If we're all 3 trainers making the choice at the same time, you guys don't know your type matchups.
Well, maybe I'm not fighting you first. Maybe I'm
I'll kick
fighting...
your
Maybe I'm
ass.
fighting Quinn first. You can try.
That was the softest threat I've ever heard. You sounded so unsure.
I was trying to think of what word to say, and then I just was like, yeah, I'll just say ass. It's fine.
Yeah, we don't censor our cuss words on here. But,
You know what we do?
But anyway,
have on here.
we have only gotten through 1 rule.
Yeah, and don't you have like 6?
We have 8.
We have 8 now.
My
The
goodness.
second of which is we can't use homebrew or house rules. If the rules in the rule book that we're looking at do not explicitly allow something to happen, we count it as a rule broken. And as always, rules is written versus rules is intended. If we ever come across that, we go with whichever one tells us no.
Mm-hmm.
Which basically just means, like, if one of those two things, if we're either breaking the word of the law, or the spirit of the law, we count it as breaking the law.
Yep.
If the game includes stats for a literal cat, this is rule 3, those must be used or adapted to the game's character sheet. This game doesn't have literal cats, so doesn't apply.
Mm-hmm.
Rule 4 is the character's class, background, playbook, job, what have you, has to exist in the game's core rules or as part of an official expansion, which I don't believe this game has.
Correct.
I think there's only 1 class.
Yeah,
That is Pokemon Trainer.
We can't use homebrew classes either, which I don't even know how we'd do that here.
They don't exist, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rule 5, the cat can learn any skill available to its class, even if it's not something a cat could normally be trained to do. In this case, the cat has to be able to somehow give orders to at least 1 Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
If that means the cat has to talk, so be it, but it still has to be a regular old run-of-the-mill cat.
Yes.
So this next rule, we're gonna encounter some issues on this.
I have ideas about how
well,
they can
let's
use
see.
a Pokeball.
Okay, rule 6 is if a tool would be physically impossible for a literal cat to use, even if comically downsized for them, they cannot use it. Now, this is the issue. Can cats throw Pokeballs, or is it gonna have to, like, bat the Pokeball over to the Pokemon that it wants to get?
We can address this now or later.
Let's finish reading the rules
let's
first.
address it later.
Sounds good.
So, Rule 7 is if a character sheet has a section that is meant to be filled out in collaboration with the whole table, we will leave it blank so potential players can make it fit the group they're playing with. I am guessing that, like, we talked about before this began, there was, like, a rival character sheet. I think, is that supposed to be, like, a table thing?
That's probably something that the story guide would do, but we've actually never done it, haven't looked into it, so.
Alright, well, we'll just not worry about it either.
Yeah.
And then, 8th and finally, we have to keep track of every rule that we break.
That way we can tell you how many at the end, so that when you bring this to your game master, and say, hey, can I do this? You can also say, I only have to break so many rules.
Yes.
And without further ado, we have several issues to get out.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've got a lot of stuff to figure out.
First, you are definitely intended to be a person. That is
Does it
definitely
say
the
that?
intention. It does not say it,
But
we know
Have
it's
you ever
intended to
seen
be
a
so.
non-human Pokemon trainer?
does Meowth count?
Meowth is not a trainer, I think.
But he
Meowth
does
doesn't-
order Pokemon at some point, doesn't he?
It's true, Meowth has, in fact, ordered Pokemon around. They have not listened, but he has issued orders.
Right, but he does
guess
not
if they don't
personally
listen-
have Pokeballs that are registered to him. Like, he doesn't have a trainer ID.
Yeah, he doesn't have a box or anything. Gotcha.
I guess that's true. So we're only talking about here league-certified trainers.
Yes. So I think,
In that case, no.
yeah. Yeah, so we're breaking that rule.
Unless
Unless.
Pokemon Sun and Moon, you
Okay.
do fight a Nihilego that is possessing a human Pokemon trainer.
Is this one of those, like, Ultra Beasts?
Yes, Nihilego is an Ultra Beast.
Okay. Because I don't remember.
It is the best one.
Long time ago.
I think I paid attention during Sun and Moon.
I did like the Sun and Moon story.
I would
Lusamine
know.
was wrong about literally everything, but she got one thing right. Nihilego is cool. Freaking love that dude. Like, any game I'm allowed to introduce him into, like, the early competitive scene, always does well. Late competitive scene, never does well, but early, great. Especially
That's the one
with
that looks
Dynamax,
like the
oh
weird,
my god.
like, deer-like thing? I don't even remember.
No. Nihilego is the jellyfish hat.
The jelly... Okay.
It's the one that Lily's outfit is designed after.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I see.
Because, you know, Lusamine dressed her daughter up like her favorite Pokemon.
Any of this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, anyway, enough about the dark underside of character design in Sun and Moon. So yes, we are playing as an actual cat, which means Rule 1 broken, our character isn't supposed to be a cat. Rule 2 broken, literal cats are not part of the story.
Not
Yes.
in universe whatsoever.
Which is fine. It's totally fine. As we
That
said,
hasn't
we
stopped
have...
us before.
Yeah, and we have a rationale. Why? And when it was transported through, it maybe made it able to talk? We don't know yet.
It have to be stated in the rules, I think.
We've made the exception that, like, if a cat is required to be able to talk to perform the job they are given, they're allowed to talk.
Fair.
I don't think they need to talk. I think they could do it through body language.
Okay.
Because
can
if you think-
explain the interpretive dance that you would have to do to get your Snorlax to use Hyper Beam?
Well,
I don't know, but I will say this. If you think about in the anime and stuff, like, other Pokemon talk to each other using their own Pokemon languages, which is them saying their name over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to communicate with each other. So I don't see why a cat couldn't meow. Pokemon wouldn't be able to understand them. They would just
Fair.
assume that, oh, this Pokemon is named Meow. No? But if you want a
Weird.
talking cat, we could do that.
I think regardless of how the cat gets there, they're not going to become a registered Pokemon trainer, like, with the League, unless they can communicate with at least one human.
I see.
Yeah.
Because how else are they supposed to say, hey, I want to do this?
That's true.
Hey, I want to be
That's
the
true.
very best, like no one ever was.
All right, in that case, yes, we must talk. We've got kind of like a Gigi situation, except they can talk to everybody.
I don't know what Gigi is.
I'm sorry.
From Kiki's Delivery Service?
Hate to say it. Never seen it.
I forgot the cat had a name, or that it had talking lines.
Yes.
Been forever since I've watched any Studio Ghibli movie. Like,
Same.
forever. I don't remember anything.
Okay, well, there's a cat, and he can talk.
Anyway, so yes, we have a Gigi situation, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe a Detective Pikachu or Meowth situation. Except Detective Pikachu could only talk to the one person.
Right, that's how Gigi is.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it maybe is more like a Detective Pikachu situation, except, spoilers for the Detective Pikachu situation, that is like a human reverse possessing a Pokemon, kind of, or a person, their like consciousness is put in a Pokemon. It's strange.
Well, that's how the movie worked. We don't actually know what happened to Tim's dad in the game because they never released the final chapter.
Oh, well, I never played the game, so...
Like, that could have been where they were going with it. We just don't know because they literally never released it.
That is devastating.
I was so excited when I first got a Switch because I remember, like, not long after the Switch came out and not long after Detective Pikachu came out, the movie, there was a Pokemon Direct, and they were like, oh yeah, we're going to release the final chapter to this finally on Nintendo Switch. And then it never happened.
Hey, yet, Joel. Keep holding out hope.
Yeah, that's true. Pokemon Sleep's finally coming, so it could still happen.
What's Pokemon Sleep?
Oh my god.
We'll get into this later.
Are we ever
going
to make this character?
Yeah, we should...
We'll get to this later. This is the problem with having three nerds on a podcast.
Okay.
Anyway, so yes.
This is true. We're gonna get distracted.
Maybe we should describe it as more of a Meowth situation, because we all know Meowth can talk to anyone it wants to.
Yes. I think I like that. But it's still a regular, normal cat. It can just talk like a Meowth can talk. Or, not a Meowth. The one specific Meowth. Team Rocket's Meowth.
Perhaps Arceus granted it the power of speech somehow.
Because Arceus wanted them to become the very best.
That's the other thing that we need to establish right now. Are we going with the Isekai'd situation? Did this cat get truck-cooned into the Pokemon world?
You're saying a lot of words that I don't know what they mean.
Oh god. During Anime Summer Month?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We kind of have to go with
I'm
these.
personally not a big anime watcher. Not because I dislike it. I just don't watch a lot of TV.
Fair.
It's okay. It's not a bad thing that you don't know about Truck-kun.
Yeah. Truck-kun is a character that appears in a lot of different animes. So much so that there are animes out there that make fun of the fact that people get isekai'd by being hit by a truck, aka Truck-kun.
Okay.
It's the same. It's
just
the same truck.
Yeah, that's the running joke, is that one truck is
it.
just sending the souls of the dead to other worlds.
Okay. It could definitely easily be that. That's what you want. Otherwise, I'm cool with just, like, Arceus doing Arceus's nasty thing and sending Cat to go
of course,
do something.
Arceus has to actually... But like, its backstory could be, this cat got ran over by a truck, and Arceus said, no, I have plans for you.
Okay, I like that. I mean, I don't like a cat being run over by a truck, but I like Arceus having plans for the cat.
See, he stepped in to save the cat.
Yeah.
And the world of Pokemon.
Yes.
So is the cat given a mission by God to seek out all Pokemon as well, or...?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Why not?
Yeah, it's like, here's
Cool.
a Pokedex. Go complete it. I'm much too busy.
I don't know what's out there anymore.
I'm too old.
I've got so much going on, please.
Yeah.
I have 10,000 arms to watch out for. Are you kidding me? I can't keep track of the other Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
We should actually make a character creation decision.
So, so they have questions to answer about, like, your concept. So, like, just fleshing out your trainer. Who are they? So the first thing on there is what's your name? So let's go to your list of cat name things.
Wait, the first question isn't, are you a boy or a girl?
That's
No.
blasphemy.
It's not a question at all. They don't ask what you even look like at all, but we'll give them that of what pronouns they use. What
we should
name?
probably...
What name? Look at your list of names.
I think I've scrolled past the trainer sheet. Here's we go. So, yeah, they don't ask about a physical appearance because you're supposed to just draw it in, apparently.
Yeah, we're not going to draw it in this audio medium, but we'll describe them. They look like a cat.
Yeah,
there you go.
We can go into more detail later.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you want.
We'll describe them. I just thought it would be really funny to say they just look like a cat. That's it. Move on.
Imagine a cat.
Name?
you're done.
Yeah.
Imagine an egg.
Okay. I think I'm. What kind of egg?
Togepi egg.
I'm sorry. I've got to stop doing this.
Gotta be more specific.
Well, okay.
How does Goober
Just-
sound?
For
How
a
does
name?
Goober sound?
Wait, either that or I really, really want to use Lawnmower. Because
I was looking at Lawnmower, and I thought Lawnmower was a really great name for a cat.
Dude, I don't think they have lawnmowers in Pokemon Universe.
Which will make it even funnier.
Yeah, no,
They'll
they
be
do.
like,
They do. Because
There's-
Rotom can possess one.
oh no, that's true, it can!
Yeah, yes.
Yes, can it be Lawnmower, please?
We can name it Lawnmower.
Yes, we can
Yes.
name it Lawnmower. It gets that one off the list regardless.
Alright. I like Lawnmower to use she, her pronouns.
Sounds good.
She's a feisty lady. And the next thing is your age. So they have age categories that give you...
I think we're going to have to ignore those.
Well, no. I think that you can look at the age categories because you need to have an age because it gives you different points that you can assign to your attributes and social points during character creation. So it's either going to be like a kitten, a teen, and this will be like cat lifespan, adult or senior. It's on page 19.
19. Oh, it's up here. Cool. Wait, no, I don't see it. I'm sorry.
The bottom right above the picture.
Yeah. Yep, right above the pictures.
Oh, now I see it. Thank you. Okay, so kids, teens, adults, or seniors.
I'm saying I'm going to skip kitten because we'd like them to have some attribute points.
Yeah, I think we should have a adult cat,
Okay, an adult cat. Love it.
because that at least get... A cat that is a year old is an adult cat, so it could be a very young cat and still...
Yeah.
Like that early 20s cat, you know?
Yeah, just sounds like a... The cat just sounds like a tired man in his 30... Or, not man. A tired, 30-year-old office worker.
Yes. I love that for her.
Okay, so do we want her to be 1 then?
Yeah, we could make her 1-year-old and still sound like a tired 30-year-old office worker. Why not?
Absolutely. I mean, those 30-year-old office workers, they do sound really spry and happy all the time, but it's all a facade and we know it.
Yeah, this is what she sounds like when she's off the clock.
My
Joey.
God.
Joey, I have an audition for you.
These damn mill tanks won't listen to me. How come you're using rollout still? Please.
And then for a rank, I was thinking just going with the beginner starter rank, like the kind of basic.
Yeah, we should do starter. Sounds good.
You want to do starter or beginner?
I feel like we kind of have to do starter, right?
Yeah, we just got here.
All right, we're doing starter. Love it. Okay, then they want to know what your nature is. So this is it gives you the Pokemon natures, and then it kind of gives you some personality things about it. And they're on page 38. And they give you confidence points, which matter for contests for Pokemon. But they don't really matter for you as a trainer, I don't think. But they could. I don't know. We
Let's
haven't
see.
done that.
If we sound like a 30-year-old office worker who's tired after a long day at work, would that be a mild, quiet, or serious, sassy? Because I think you can be sassy and still just sound like you're done with everything for the day.
I think I
that's
want
the
her to be
definition
sassy.
of sassy, yeah.
Yeah, she's done.
Okay. They have an attitude, and those who take themselves too seriously may dislike it, but the sassy natured are simply not afraid to voice their honest opinion and will always find ways to speak their mind, and it's always brutally honest. Also, they have lower speed and higher self-defense. Or special defense. Sorry, that's a video game reference. It's not from here.
Okay, because I was like, I mean,
I
I,
was like,
do
where
know.
do you see that?
I do know that they matter for things in the game, the actual games, not in this game.
Yeah.
So I didn't remember what their corresponding things are.
I could probably tell you most of them.
That's okay. We don't
But-
have time for that. I mean, I appreciate that you know them, but
I wasn't gonna actually read them.
So what's her hot stat and what's her cold stat?
I'm sorry, what? Is that an actual thing?
Is that the red
and
up
blue
arrow
stats?
and the blue down arrow?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what you called them.
That might not be the official term. I just call them the hot and cold stat because it's red and blue.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant like for the character sheet.
He's talking about the video game.
Okay.
Now we've both done it to each other. We can't have another. We can't have another one of these misunderstandings.
Okay, so she's lively, irreverent, mouthy, done with this shit.
I left that page and went back up to page 20. What was the confidence?
7.
It was 7. It might not matter,
Sounds
but
good.
it was 7. So then, what's your occupation / concept? I like the idea that you said an office worker. Like, you know how sometimes an office will have, like, a pet?
That's who she was.
That's who
before
she
got...
was, yeah. Or maybe she was, like, a library cat. Like, I don't know. Like,
Sounds good.
Yeah. So that's what she did.
We can do that.
I don't even know if there's a
Nature
spot
and
for
confidence is... If you're looking on page 20 in the book, nature and confidence is highlighted by the 7.
Oh, there's
I
a
you
didn't
got-
know where to
concept.
put the concept.
There's a spot for concept on page 1.
Player number 5, and then concept number 6.
Concept. Yeah.
And then we got $1,500 to start with.
Yep.
Well, you never know. We might need it.
We need it for the Pokeballs. Then then they have questions about like what your goals are. So what do we think Lawnmower expects from the world of Pokemon? Oh, you know what I like for her name to be Lawnmower? That's where they found her. Like, this is gonna be sad, but like her mom had gotten killed by a lawnmower, like her nest or whatever. Found this poor sweet little baby, and this was the only one that survived. They named her Lawnmower. It's dark, but that's what it is.
She doesn't like to talk about it.
Doesn't like to talk about her name.
Yeah. What's it mean? I don't like to talk about it.
But I think, as far as expectations go, like, are we legit just saying that Arceus gave this cat the same mission it gave to Dawn/Lucas when it sent
Yes.
them back in time?
It doesn't have to be the exact same mission. I mean,
A similar mission of just like, I mean, a mission that you just get for being in a Pokemon game. Learn about Pokemon. Interact with Pokemon. Show the world how great Pokemon are. They can be our friends.
show the world that anybody can be the very best, no matter who or what you are.
It's a Ratatouille situation. Anyone can train.
Exactly.
Okay. So, like, we have a cat that is,
Yeah.
like, specifically, like, sent by God to challenge the Pokemon League, then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we only give Pokemon to, Okay, I have nothing for this. They give Pokemon to anybody over the age of 10.
But only to the people.
Yeah.
Maybe Arceus wants to show that other beings can, nurture relationships with Pokemon so that Pokemon can maybe be brought into other realities or whatever and extend the world of Pokemon. Maybe that's what Arceus wants.
The next region is just Cleveland.
Yes.
And we already had one set in New York City, so...
Now, is the expectation that after she has completed her Pokédex that she gets to go back with Pokemon or something? I don't know. Like, it's like, oh, yep, now you can go back to Cleveland. And we'll chuck some Pokemon in there with you and have fun.
I don't know, because Lucas/Dawn didn't get to go back.
Because they're saving it for another story, Joel. That's Pokemon Legends Arceus 2.
Still.
Could you imagine if they ended Arceus and they're like, Arceus finally like, yeah, that's right, I'll send you back. And then it was just Diamond and Pearl remake.
That would be the worst. Unless we got the, like, Diamond Pearl remake that Ilka I'm sorry, getting off track again. We've gotten so far off track so many times. Jesus. Okay.
Okay. This is great. We've answered those questions about what Lawnmower is going to do. Yes, I think so. Her
Joel,
motivation is to go back to Cleveland and spread the joys of Pokemon with the rest of the world. Yeah. And how's she going to make the world better? By showing how awesome Pokemon are. By interacting with all of the different kinds of Pokemon.
Look at this electric mouse and tell me that you don't feel joy. How's that cat talking? I was blessed by God. You've seen God?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
You'll
got.
never believe it.
He's got 4
He's
legs
white.
and antlers. Wait, Joel, what did you say?
You and I both started describing things at the exact same time, and I feel like I stopped talking to listen to your description at the absolute worst point of mine.
I was
about to say he's a big white. Like, I was going to say he's a white horse, but I stopped before horse.
That's
that's
why
really
I was
great.
so confused. I was like, you'll never believe it. He's white. And then you just stopped. I'm fucking crying.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so now we need to distribute our points. So for all the different attributes and the social attributes, they all start at 1. So like there's the little like circles that you fill in or whatever. So we start with 1 circle filled in.
For everything?
For strength, dexterity, vitality, insight, tough, cool, beauty, clever, and cute. Those all start with 1 little dot circle in them. And then
we have
4 points for all those things in blue, like tealish color. We get to add like 4 more points that we can assign to different things. And so vitality goes towards
those are
your
the
health.
social points.
We also have 4 social points. So that's the tough, cool, beauty, clever, and cute.
Okay.
And then insight is tied to will points, which you can use will points to like push yourself to do like more things.
All right.
Dexterity is related to, things that you would imagine dexterity to be related to. And all of these things also are the attributes and the social attributes. When you roll a skill check, you have to use one of your attributes plus one of the skills to do a thing. And that's how you make your pool, is how many dots total.
All right, and we have 4 of those to distribute on each thing, and they all start at 1.
They all start at 1.
What kind of cat do we have? Do we have a strong cat, agile cat, a cat with I don't have a thing for vitality, or an insightful cat?
I want to say insightful.
I also want insightful.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
The 30-year-old office worker. They've seen some stuff, worked their way through those social situations. They're smart.
Yeah, do we want to add 2 to that or just 1?
I think 2 could work.
2.
We still have 2 others.
I also like 2. I was thinking 2. Vitality, maybe not as much.
Probably not, no.
So we want to put 1 in dexterity and strength?
Sounds great to me.
What strength does this cat need to push boulders around?
No, the cat will have Pokemon for that.
The Pokemon will do that for them. He doesn't need to.
Right, but if you could, like if you had 5 strength, would you need a Pokemon to push boulders around?
No.
I don't think so.
They tell you about like different attributes too. Like if you look at the strength 5, you could move a big boulder out of the way without trouble.
Is that what it says?
That's literally what it says if you scroll to page 23 and look at 5 dots in strength.
Good to know. Glad I asked these questions and that the game actually has answers for me.
Wait,
if
you
the game
have
knows.
6, it says you can tear apart a car.
Yeah, it's really hard to get there.
Okay, so we have 2 strength, 2 dexterity, 3 insight.
Yes.
Cool.
1
All right,
vitality.
and then 1 vitality. And then we also have 4 points to distribute for tough, cool, beauty, clever, and cute.
Yes.
I think that she should be clever. 1 or 2 for clever.
Do 2. And then I think we should give the rest to cool and cute.
Sounds good.
Obviously, because cats just are cool and cute at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah,
How
they are.
work.
So then there's other things where they're like, oh, you can write down achievements. We don't have any yet. Pokédex info. It's like, how many have you caught and seen? Well,
Just got
technically
here.
we've seen Arceus and we're gonna have our starter, but ignore that. We don't care right now.
We'll do 0-1.
Love that. But we're gonna have a caught Pokemon because we're gonna get a starter Pokemon. And then they have information about filling out your backpack with items. So we can purchase items or not. Have to right now. I'm cool ignoring it.
Would this be where we would buy Pokeballs?
I think so, yes. And there's
Everyone
rules.
knows the run doesn't start until you buy Poke. That's a little
true.
bit of Nuzlocke humor for all you Nuzlocke fans out there.
We could buy Pokeballs are 200 pop.
How many Pokeballs?
We have 1,500.
This is an interesting point, though, because we never actually established, can this cat throw Pokeballs, and how if they can?
Oh, I think that the cat has, like, a little, like, fanny pack that she can, like, pull things out of. Because, like, a cat can, like, dig at some things, right? And she
Right.
can pull the Pokeballs out that way, like, digging in there with one of her paws. And she can
Right.
boop it with her nose to make it bigger.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
give it a little bunting. And then she can smack it over to the, where she needs to send it. Because, yeah, I agree, a cat would bat it around.
All right.
But also, we have one of our cats, she will take, like, her little, like, stuffed mice toys, and she will pick them up in her paws and throw them up in the air and catch them with her mouth.
That's impressive.
So she can throw the thing a few feet up in the air, and it is very impressive. So a cat could potentially pick up a Pokeball with both front paws and throw it.
Okay. If that is a thing that a cat can do, then our cat can throw a Pokeball. Possibly better than anyone who lived 100 years ago. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's a very low bar, apparently, according to one specific video game.
Yes. And then that is it for our cat. Oh, except we need to. What does she look like?
How many Pokeballs are we buying?
Oh, how many Pokeball? Well, we could buy up to 7.
We should buy 5, I think. Have the confidence that none of them will break.
Yep.
Then you can get a full party for
Exactly.
What is that? $1,000.
Yeah. Throw a potion in there too. I think they're 300. I can't remember.
Real life, if you budget well, you can also throw a full party with $1,000.
Man, I could
Mhm.
throw a full party with way less than that.
Same.
Then again, the Pokédollar system is based on yen.
Mhm.
So, like, 200 yen is like $2. So, like, Pokeballs
No,
are $2.
it's like
you have
it's like 20 cents
Wait, really?
or something. Like I thought it was like
No,
1,000
no.
yen to $1.
no,
Maybe.
it's like 100 yen to a
Is it
dollar.
100?
It's not a perfect, it's not like a perfect correlation. Like, it varies up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
But 1 yen is almost equivalent to 1 cent.
As
A
of this
1,000
recording,
yen, right? Yeah, at this recording, it is
$1
$7.
1 yen to 0.0072
Yeah.
dollars.
72 thousandths
Yeah.
of a dollar.
So yeah, 1,000 yen is a $7.15.
Okay. But the point is, it's like not a great conversion, but it's somewhat close. It's not as close as it used to be, it sounds like, but
Yeah. 1,500 is like $10.73.
yeah, so like you start the game off with $10 to $15, and that
Yep.
means that a Pokeball is about $2.
Yep. So we got our Pokeballs. We probably got
How
a
much
potion
do
too.
you-
I don't.
Potion cost? That's also 200, right?
Where does it say?
300 Pokedollars, according to Google.
Right, but that's for the video game. Is it the
I don't know if
same
that's
for...
It's 400,
Oh, okay.
and it can be used.
So we could still buy one.
Yeah, you can buy one potion, and then it says 2 units, so it can be used twice. So it's kind of like 200.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Potion.
Yeah.
So,
We have
anyway,
100.
yeah, I think we could buy 5
Pokeballs
Pokeballs and a
left.
potion, and then we're good. We have less than the equivalent of $1 left over, and we can save that along with other potential winnings to get more down the road. And if no
Exactly.
Pokeballs break, we might not need to, because then we can still have a full party of 6.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So then we need to create a Pokemon, because we need to have our starter Pokemon. So they have recommendations for what are good starter Pokemon for the beginners, and they have like a special all black little Pokeball symbol in the picture of the Pokemon, like in their Pokedex entry. Then if you go to page like 90, Pokedex starts.
Have the black Pokeball emblem if they're a good starter.
Yep, so if you look at
Yeah.
Bulbasaur, it has that black Pokeball by the picture. That means they're like, this is a good starter Pokemon.
Oh, hey, they got Megas in here.
Yeah, you tell
They
me I
do.
can't get Mega Charizard X as a starter?
Unfortunately, you're not quite powerful enough yet.
Not even Butterfree, bro?
No, but you can start with a Metapod.
Caterpie or Metapod, just not Butterfree.
Yep.
Let's see.
Nose tackle, please.
We got Hisuian Pokemon up in here yet, or yeah, we
Um,
do.
Yeah.
Or not not
No.
Yeah.
Hisuian. I meant Galar.
We have a
Yes.
Alolan Ice.
Yes. There is Galar.
Well,
they
you
don't...
wouldn't until Farfetch'd, probably.
Yeah.
Well, F me, I guess. Oddish.
Oh, they think Paris is a good starter. That thing has so many weaknesses. Meowth, or Meowth.
Joe, I lost like half that sentence from you.
Which one?
I heard they think Paris is a good starter Pokemon, and then you.
But
said
it has
Pokemon.
so many weaknesses.
Yeah, that was the second half of that.
So, what Pokemon are tickling your fancy? If I was playing this cat, I would be like, only Pokemon that look like cats.
I
think
was
that'd
gonna
be
go the
weird.
exact opposite way.
Yeah,
or
sick.
a rat, like a mousy type thing. Because I think it'd be really funny if
No.
it was like a Dedenne. This little gerbily thing.
I was thinking like Machop, like you have the
A human-like
cat-
looking
the-
Pokemon?
Yeah, like if this thing
Oh.
like
Mm,
raised
mhm.
exclusively human-like Pokemon, and then it's just a beast, like a tiny little creature, but it doesn't raise creature Pokemon, it raises human-like Pokemon. So
That's-
like Machop, Abra.
That's very funny.
Oh god.
I love that. Fortunately, if we did Abra, it would be terrible.
It could get Signal Beam eventually.
Right, eventually. But you know how you rank up? You have to win gym battles and complete tasks and catch other Pokemon. And it's
Well-
really hard to catch Pokemon if you aren't weakening them.
Well, if we're going by anime logic, then I could use Teleport to win a fight.
I can say also, I have in our podcast just like asked a Pokemon if it wanted to come with us, and it like also like the anime, and it was like, yeah. So I just caught a Dedenne because I was like, hey, do you want to come with us because I love you? And it was like, okay, I go in, I tap the ball and go in, and that's how I caught it. So
Also, thoughts on Tangela solely because it looks like a ball of like slash.
there, okay. Alex was saying to me, I thought there was a yarn Pokemon, and I thought there's not a yarn Pokemon, and how could I forget my sweet Tangela? And I really like the flavor of that for a cat. Also, birds.
Birds, a Pidgey would be hilarious as well.
Grumpy Spearow.
A grumpy Spearow
still-
with just a so done cat.
Yeah, would that be hilarious?
I like
I'm
that a
still
lot.
looking for human-like Pokemon.
That's fine. You can look for human-like Pokemon.
What about Mewtwo? Is that a good start?
No. Absolutely not.
If we want to go the mouse idea, we gotta pick Cyndaquil, the best mouse type.
Isn't that a hedgehog?
He's not. I think he's a.
It's supposed to, like, it's kind of hedgehoggy and also kind of mousy. It's strange. How dare you not let me start with Mr. Mime? The most human-like
You
Pokemon.
could start with a Mime Junior.
Could start with the Mime Junior, which are very adorable.
See, there's Sneasel. No Hisuian Sneasel. So there's the answer to that.
I think there's supposed to be an update later this year that will probably include that and, like, the Paldean Pokemon.
Nice.
You could start with a Dratini.
You could start with a
can.
Dratini.
I'm not saying we should start with a Dratini. That's just a fun fact for the listeners.
It's I don't think Dratini gets good for a while, is the thing.
Yes, this is true, but it's adorable.
That is also
You can
true.
start with a Mareep.
I
You
love
can start with a
Mareep.
Mareep.
Mareep used to be my favorite Pokemon.
You could also start with a Teddy Ursa, which,
Cyndaquil is called the Fire Mouse Pokemon. So,
well, there you go.
Teddy Ursa
We could also
great.
just give it like a Houndour.
A dog would also be funny.
Yeah, like Growlithe, Houndour.
Snubble would give us both the dog and the human, like.
I
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of that. Is that what we want to do?
I think Snubble would be very funny.
All right, I think we start
It
with a
would.
Snubble then. All right.
Okay.
Snubble.
Now, Snubble is not a Pokemon that professors give out. So, at least not in the video game series. So, did this cat just, like, bully a Snubble into obeying it?
It was like, yo, get in my ball. And the Snubble was like, why are you yelling at me? And it was like,
I think it's more likely that the Snubble just saw a tiny creature that it thought was defenseless, and then it realized, oh, it has claws, and it's just like a tiny low-level Snubble.
Mm-hmm.
And so it picked a fight that it didn't know it couldn't win, lost the fight, and
Yes. So then how the filling out a Pokemon's character sheet is a little bit different than the trainers, because you look at the Pokedex entry and it tells you what that species starts at for its different attributes. Plus, Pokemon have a special stat that humans, or this cat, doesn't have. And there's a maximum amount that they can have that's set by the species. So a Snubble can only have a max of a special of 3 points.
okay.
And for the starter, and they also get they have all of the social attributes as well, and theirs start at 1. They get to assign them points too.
This form fillable is not working.
Well,
Rip.
I can maybe help you fill it out later.
So, like, if I'm following along, that means, like, Snubble's strength is 2, dexterity 1, vitality 2, special 1, insight 1, base HP 3, and that's just what it got.
Yeah, and then you get to assign, I think it's 2 points that they get to assign extra to each.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can increase things a little bit.
Hilarious that present is a, like, pro-ranked move.
Yes. So what do you want to increase on the Snubble? Strength is correlated to what their, like, damage output is. Physical
Okay.
moves usually use dexterity to,
Like, to hit,
and then special moves obviously use special.
right?
And then some other moves, like a tail whip uses, like, cute, like, perform or something, maybe. So, like, there's also skills. Oh, we didn't give our cat the skills ranks.
Oh,
We'll we'll need to go back and do that.
Okay.
So we have 5 skill points that we can assign. We can continue with Snubble first if we would like.
let's get this out of the way since we're here, I think.
Yeah. So what? Oh, and then you get to pick whatever ability, intimidate or run away.
If we get to choose, we definitely want intimidate, right?
I agree. I think intimidate.
There isn't?
That's true. I don't see it on there.
I can put it up right under its name.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that was
fine.
on page.
Also, the bottom half of this form fillable is working, but not the top half for some reason.
So ability is, if you look on page 22 of the PDF, you'll get a thing that tells you where things go. So Pokemon picture is in slot 1, the number in the Pokedex is slot 2, then name, and then number 4 is ability.
That's what I was wondering, if it went third box on page 1.
Number, name, ability. What number are they?
Snubble is
The 209.
209, yes.
So I did put it in there.
Good job.
And then because we're at the starter rank, we only get the only moves that we can choose from are,
Tackle and Tail Whip.
but otherwise you can pick more moves than just the standard 4 because Pokemon know a number of moves equal to 2 plus their insight. So the Snubble can learn a maximum of 5 moves because we can put the insight up to 3. But because we aren't,
We
at a
haven't
high enough
assigned
level.
those yet.
Right, that's how I was just describing to everyone how it works.
It doesn't look like there would be any point to giving it more moves, though, if we can only choose the starter ranked moves.
Right now, no.
So we can let him
Insight
be a little dumb.
is also related to, as I said, the will. So, will points are, you can use them to push things, and sometimes for healing moves, which this one doesn't have, use will points as well. Like if you try to use Restore, that
All right.
uses a will point. But it's not necessary for this Pokemon.
So we have tackle and tail.
Well, it's got heal bell. Is that a healing move? That's a really high rank
Probably,
one,
but we can't know that yet.
Yeah, no, all we get is tackle and tail whip, and we don't need to boost our insight at all to get that.
So let me tell you what, because I'm not going to scroll to the back of the thing, but I can tell you what Tail Whip's little entry has. It uses cute and performance.
Okay.
So to have a better pool for that, you'd want to up the cute of this Pokemon.
All right. Flavor-wise, I think that this Pokemon should not have any higher strength, because I think our cat's strength is 2, right?
Yes.
So if flavor-wise, the Snubbull is your starter Pokemon because it challenged you to a fight and lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you have equal strength, I think it doesn't make sense for it to beat you.
Yeah.
For it to not beat you.
Snubbull
So
starts with 2 strength.
yeah, so we shouldn't give it more strength,
Yeah,
is my point.
no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe we've got how many points? 3 to boost stats?
2.
2. Okay. So, and that's just for the strength, dexterity, vitality, special, and insight. Maybe we could boost its dexterity if that's actually what determines how, like, tackle would land.
Oh, yeah, I was going to check how tackle worked. Tackle uses, dexterity and brawl. Brawl is one of the skills. So.
Okay. So for the Snubbull, though, we would boost dexterity to boost the chances of tackle working.
Yes.
Sounds good. And then...
Cat, one of my cats says hello.
Hello, cat.
Hi, Tiberius. Stop meowing now? Okay. And then vitality is related to their hit points.
Okay, so it might be good to boost that for later on.
Okay, so then we say vitality is +1.
Yep.
And then special and insight stay at 1.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Extra in dexterity and extra in vitality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we need to, it also gets 5 skill points, the same that our trainer gets. Skill things. I thought there was a way where it talked about the skill points. Okay, yes. Skills is on page 25, where it talks about what they do. So there's different categories of fighting skills.
All right.
So Brawl is for their physical attacks. Channel is what they use for, like, their any special attacks. There's also a thing that you can do where you can clash or evade once per round as well. Clashing is, okay, I'm going to try to fight you back using one of my attacking moves, and if I meet or exceed the number of successes you got on your rolls, then instead of your move going through as normal, we each take 1 damage instead. And then evade is exactly what you would think it would be, is like, can you avoid it? Those are those skills. And then trainers also have a throw skill for throwing Pokeballs and other things. And then they can use weapons as well. So it specifically says humans don't have moves, but they can use weapons and traps if their Pokemon isn't around to protect them.
Huh.
Interesting. I don't think that we would necessarily, but I guess you never know. So we're assigning how many points to Brawl, etc.?
You can assign up, because we're at the starter rank, we can assign a maximum of 1 to each skill. So we'll have to get 5 different skills for both of them.
Okay.
So you'd probably want to put 1 in Perform for the Snubbull, because that's what Tail Whip uses.
Okay.
Probably want to do Brawl 1, so that it's tackles a little better.
Okay.
If you want it to be able to do Clash, put 1 in Clash.
Clash was the one where, like, the 2 Pokemon go head to head, right?
Yep, the Pokemon go head to head. And then, okay, so Clash 1, and then if you want it to be able to evade, evasion uses dexterity plus the evasion.
All right.
So right now
So
it would
give
be...
us 3 dice for that.
Yes. And then we get 1 more. So there's different things. Alert is how you determine initiative in battle, but then there's, like, other things that, like, if they want to be stealthy, if they're good at, like, running, climbing, jumping, whatever, that's athletic. Nature is, for Pokemon, a skill that's sometimes used for some special things, like, I think, like, maybe Stun Spore uses that as its skill check.
All right.
And then there's contest skills that Pokemon can use. Oh, and then there's also an intimidation skill. if we want it to be more intimidating.
I feel like Snubbles are a naturally intimidating Pokemon.
They try.
Intimidate 1?
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
Alright, sounds good.
Goes with its ability.
I like it. So then we need to go back to Lawnmower. We forgot to give her some skills.
Wait, did we put social skills on?
Oh, yeah. Snubble gets social skills?
Snubble gets social skills. They don't get the empathy skill. 5 or 0 on skills.
Is that for the Pokemon or the human? Or the trainer, I mean.
All skills start at 0 points, and then you can, for both of them, they get 5 points that they can add to, or to assign to skills, and then you can have a maximum point value of 1 for each skill at this rank.
Okay. So that's the skill thing for both Pokemon and human.
Yep, it's the same for that.
The social points, is that different for Pokemon?
Pokemon's social points start at 1 as well, once you catch them.
Yep. Okay. And then we do need to go back to the trainer skills.
Wait, also forgot. The Snubble also gets 2 points that we can put social attributes.
Alright. So, Tail Whip is boosted by Cute, right?
Yep. So you want to put 1 in Cute?
We probably should put 1 in Cute.
Okay.
And then, I feel like it would like to think of itself as tough, right? If it's just gonna go picking a fight with the first thing it thinks it can beat.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that, yes.
Do we have to decide a nature and everything for it, or is that?
We do have to pick a nature. I think we should pick the grumpiest sounding nature.
Oh yeah, we did that earlier, didn't we?
We did.
Bold nature, bold or brave would probably be like, maybe reckless?
I like reckless because it ran in and just was like, I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah. Wait, it's not reckless,
Rash.
it's rash. That's the one I'm thinking of.
That's what I meant. One of the words is reckless, unrefined, daredevil, and that gets a confidence of 6.
I don't remember what rash does.
Well,
I feel
it
like it's
usually
one that boosts your
causes
defense,
redness and itching.
Yeah, I know. I got one on the back of my hand right now from this old Band-Aid thing.
Mm.
Anyway,
Terrible.
yeah.
Oh, and for the, it says humans start with 4 hit points plus whatever their vitality is. So our cat would start with 5. And then there's a base hit points for the Pokemon in the Pokedex entry.
It's
We
3.
don't have an item, a status.
Then we do still need to fill out that skill section on the trainer.
Yes. So Trainers,
For a starter, it looks like we have 5 skill points.
yes.
Skill limit is
Mm-hmm.
we have to find 5 different things to put 1 skill point into.
Yep.
So of course we need 1 in Brawl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe we have.
I think we
one
should
in
have one in-
etiquette.
Okay.
It's like
Should have one in
they've
what?
been around etiquette.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So
I think
etiquette,
that-
and then what did Quinn say?
I was gonna say throw.
Okay.
That's how they get their Pokeballs out, doing their awesome, powerful throws.
So we've all picked 1. We got 2 points left.
Do we think she's stealthy?
She probably tries.
And then humans, or the cat, get knowledge skills. So they can know different things.
Still have 1 skill point left.
Right, so they could... Crafting would be like making things, building things, cooking,
So crafts, lore,
etc.
medicine, science.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't think our cat is that smart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our cat.
Our cat is
has
actually kind of
lore.
clever. The cat has lore.
That is true. That is true. The cat is kind. I'm sorry. 2 people said things at once, and I think I'm agreeing with both of you, but I'm not sure.
What did you say, Austin?
I said the cat has lore, but do we want to put a point in the lore? Because I'm assuming that means that the cat knows lore. Like the cat starting
the
off.
cat.
they
So
already
yeah,
know
the
about
lore.
Arceus.
The lore is your knowledge about the world of Pokemon and about different Pokemon. I think it would be really funny if Arceus bestowed some lore onto them.
That'd be cool. It's
Just
like,
like
hey,
a little bit of know-how.
you
Yeah.
have no idea what's going on here. I'm gonna give you a little bump.
Yeah.
What was your idea though, Quinn?
Oh, I agree. I like that. I think it's
Oh, okay.
funny.
Yeah, let's do
The cat, who has never met Pokemon before Arceus tore them from this mortal coil and put them on another, now knows some things about Pokemon, which it doesn't actually really know about, like, it hasn't encountered them in real life. So it's like I have this like kind of book knowledge about Pokemon, but I don't really know about Pokemon, you know?
Has this cat played Pokemon?
Okay, I don't think the cat has played Pokemon personally, but I think that the cat has watched over other people's shoulders as they have played Pokemon.
Gotcha. Curled up
They
on
were-
somebody's lap.
Yeah, or they were really into it when people were really into Pokemon Go.
They were just walking around with them the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I love this. Let's go on an adventure. Where are we going today?
I think there's two possibilities. One, it's an office cat and it knows Pokemon Go. Or two, it's a library cat and it watched kids play on their Switches.
Yep, those are my two. Those exactly were my two thoughts. Should we randomly choose one?
I don't know if it matters. Like, either way, the cat ended up with a limited amount of Pokemon knowledge.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Okay, we've got office cat, so it knows Pokemon Go.
Knows Pokemon Go.
It gets in the actual Pokemon world. It's like, this is nothing like Pokemon Go. I actually have to battle these guys.
Wait, what?
They might just attack me? What the heck?
Insane.
Who approved this?
All right, so that's it. That's the Pokemon. That's PokeRole.
Yay.
Woo! We did it.
Well, it's character creation.
Yeah, exactly. That's the basics of PokeRole.
We did it.
And it only took us like 30 tangents.
It only took us a bit. But that's okay.
And 2 broken rules, question mark?
What was the second broken rule?
Cats don't
Cats don't exist in universe.
Oh, cats don't exist in universe. Okay, yes. Yes.
Cats are not lore accurate to Pokemon.
Yes, I agree. 2 broken rules.
Unless, are we counting it as a broken rule that the cat, like, physically fought a Pokemon themselves?
No.
No, I mean, Pokemon
Because it's
have
understand-
charged humans,
it's-
though.
Yeah, it's understood in the game that, like, humans in PokeRole, like, people can get in, like, Pokemon battles and be hurt and attacked by Pokemon.
I guess there's also, like, game lore for that now because of Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
I do think it would be fun to have, like, a Legends-style game in modern day where you just get random equipment that boosts the power of a Pokeball throw.
Oh, yeah.
And then the wild
Like-
Pokemon just get, like, exceedingly more complicated ways to, like, either break out or block Pokeballs. But anyway, again, tangent.
Stuff we don't want to get into.
For sure.
We don't have to get into that here. I'm not going to design my perfect Pokemon game on stream.
Not on this one, but maybe
No.
some other time you could do that.
Not for this podcast.
It's a separate podcast. Coming.
Never.
Okay, never mind. Joel shot that down immediately.
You have to be realistic about these things. It's a lot of work to do a podcast, and sometimes it's just not. Don't have enough spoons.
Once that podcast becomes too niche, how many episodes can you really do?
I mean, hey, if you get 5 episodes out of it, it's still something, right?
Yeah.
Or no, what's
that's
the network minimum of 6?
Is that true?
Like, if you're doing a network TV show, you gotta give them 6 episodes, otherwise they
I
won't
was
air
gonna say, I
it.
thought it was like a series. Yeah.
But no, like, if I just wanted to make a single episode podcast, I would be allowed to do that. No one could stop me.
Yeah, they'd be like, yes, we will take your money for hosting fees.
Yeah, well, you can pay us $5 a month from now till the end of of time to host this one single episode. Why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is this a sound investment on your end? No.
Throw it up on YouTube, you'll be fine.
For
There
sure.
you go. Not that we're actually paying money right now for our hosting fees. We're using Acast. Anyway,
Yep.
we are actually done with character creation, right?
Mm-hmm. We're done with character creation.
All right.
Incredible.
So, Quinn, if you would like a moment to promote yourself here at the end, we would like to offer you that.
Sounds good. So you can find me on A Couple of Characters Podcast, which you can find at acoupleofcharacterspodcast.com. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at ACOC Podcast. And I'm the one who runs both of those. And you can also find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at Not a Dr. Quinn, but I don't get on those as much. But I am there.
Understandable.
Sometimes posting cat pictures. You can also find me playing this game as the character Willow on Dungeons and Dragon Types, which is D and D Types on Twitter. And there's also links to those things on our website as well. Yeah, what I've got going on.
Neat. Austin, I think it's your turn.
I have much going on. I've got this podcast, and other than that, you can catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Avalon Alchemist. I just play games over there, hang out, have a good time. Joel shows up sometimes
When I can.
He has his own intro music and everything. If you don't believe me, you gotta be there.
One of these days he's gonna start charging me, and I'm going to pay it.
Maybe. That's something I'll have to worry about in like 5 years. Don't worry. But yeah, that's all I got going on. Joel, what about you? What have you got cooking?
I personally don't have, like, a lot going on. I guess you can follow me on social media. If you take my name, Joel Holland, spell it backwards, you'll get Denalo Lioge, which is a username that's never taken, and so it is my Twitter and my Tumblr, and probably a bunch of other things. You don't have to worry about spelling that yourself, though. If you just go to jholland.start.page, which is a thing that you could probably figure out how to spell, if you spelled that right, or click the link in the description, you'll get taken to a page that has my Twitter, my Tumblr, my website, assuming it's working again. Yeah, all that good stuff. As for the show, if you go to literalcatpod.start.page, then you will find our email address, which is literalcatpod@email.com. Yeah, we got email.com, guys.
Wow.
literalcatpod@gmail.com, where you can send us recommendations for, cats that you would like to see us play as, or, other kind of challenges or things you would like to see us do during an episode. Recommend us games or whatever. We always need those kinds of things, because otherwise I just have to look stuff up or pull something off my shelf. Also, at this exact moment in time, when we are recording this, nobody has sent us cat pictures yet to that email.
It is truly devastating, because I think when we first brought this up, that it is becoming a problem, was like over a month ago.
What? I'm gonna need to send you some.
You can't just do it now for the bit.
Oh, no, this will be later. Send you some cat pictures later.
On an undisclosed day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I only have about, 8,000 on my phone of my cats.
We know all of our listeners have that exact number of pictures on their phones as well, and yet none of them have made their way to our inbox yet.
Which is a crime.
Come on.
Exactly.
We know you have your email linked up on your phone. Just type in literalcatpod@gmail.com. Throw a couple attachment images on there. Don't even need a subject line. Your subject line could say cat. That's it. No message, no nothing. Just all picture.
Yeah, no need to be fancy about it. We'll know exactly what you mean. You have something to say it with cat pics.
Office workers have actually been doing that for a long time.
Email rant's over. You can also find us on Twitter and Tumblr @literalcatpod. Those are the only social media sites that I'm checking at this point for the show, and I still forget to check one of them all the time. I won't say which one on here, but if you look at the number of posts, you might be able to figure it out.
Yeah, don't put yourself on blast.
Then, of course, there's the YouTube account, assuming you're not listening from there anyway, which is @literalcatpod. Also, we've got a Patreon now.
That's right, we can promo that.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That actually exists as of this episode.
Great stuff over there.
If you have listened to every episode so far and our little, extras that we've thrown in, then you already know about the tiers. But if you don't, I'm not going to waste your time with that here. Just know that you can sign up for a Patreon for as low as $2 a month, and it will get you access to our release schedule long before everyone else knows it, along with a couple other things.
You could be on the inside. Have that insider info.
Yeah. We'll probably get some other stuff put up over there as well. That is patreon.com/badgertrove. Anyway, that's that. Yeah, by the way, we're brought to you by Badger Trove now. This changes absolutely nothing about the way the show is being produced.
This will have zero impact on really anything besides the name of our Patreon.
Yeah. Be sure to rate and review us if you have a moment. Even just like rating us thumbs up or 5 stars or whatever in the podcast app of your choice will give us a slight boost in the algorithm and maybe help someone else find the show. We don't really do any advertisement aside from, the occasional collaboration. So word of mouth is really the best way that we know of to get new listeners. That's it. That's what we have.
Yeah. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell anybody you know.
Tell your enemies.
Tell your enemy.
Cat.
Yeah, tell your cat about this podcast. They'll love it. Tell that local stray that hangs out in your backyard every few days.
I love that stray.
Blast the podcast out on your Bluetooth speakers at max volume from your back porch so all your neighbors have to listen as well.
Yeah, in your dorm room. Just play it real loud when you're at an intersection. Roll down all your windows in your stopped car.
Get a decal of our podcast logo and put it on your car. No, I'm kidding. We don't even sell those, so how would you get that? I don't know.
Name your cat Literal Cat Pod, and then when people ask, why is your cat named that? Tell them about our podcast.
But anyway, also, you can go to bit.ly/literalcatpod to get every single episode's character sheet in a easy-to-use Dropbox folder. And again, if you don't remember the name of any of these links that we mentioned, just remember literalcatpod.start.page.
Can't be easier.
Yeah, it's that easy. We don't have a link tree, but we do have a start page, and it's basically the same thing. Anything? Oh yeah, we've already said this in the Patreon announcement, but Austin and I are working on a TTRPG or 2 of our own, so stay tuned for more information on that, I guess. Austin, you got a cat pun for us?
The question that plagues my mind every week. Every time I feel like I've exhausted my options.
Can I submit one?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Something comes along and helps me out. Yes, Quinn. What?
Got a cat, scratch 'em all.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I love that.
Hello, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Alex.
And we're
a couple of characters.
We discuss topics related to creating characters for role-playing games.
We talk about fun characters we've created.
And give advice about how to make your own quirky characters.
Check us out every other week, wherever podcasts are found.